What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are we doing today? Just one sec. Gotta grab my phone. Gotta make an adjustment here. That new monitor that I got. I'm getting used to the having the area and the space and everything like that. You know, it's taking me a minute, but we're making our way through. All right, we're getting used to it. Today, or not today, but tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. I decided we would do the St. Patrick's Day stream today because, for one thing, I want to drink a little bit, right? I've never tried Guinness before. All right, I have not once in my life. I've never had Guinness, and today we're going to be having Guinness for the first time. In addition to that, tomorrow would be Fallout New Vegas Sundays, which we are going to be starting on a new DLC for New Vegas tomorrow. So that's going to be good. And I didn't want to run into that. I enjoy the Fallout Sundays. They're a nice, easy, low key, chill way to spend a Sunday afternoon. So I wanted to make sure that I got that down. But today is the St. Patrick's Day stream. All right, we're going to be doing some Irish activities today. All right, if you couldn't tell, I am of Irish extraction. Not just that, but a lot of me. A lot of me, all right, is potato eater. A lot of me is potato eater. And speaking of which, one of the things we're going to be doing today, we're going to be making some potatoes, and not just potatoes, but we're going to be making an Irish dish that I ended up discovering as I did more delving into my heritage, called box tea. And I actually made it once before. It's pretty good. Not gonna lie. At least you know. Oh, I just remembered. I need to grab something else, but it wasn't bad, right? And today we're gonna make it. We're gonna see if I can make it even better than I did the first time I ended up making it. In addition to that, like I said, we have the Guinness, and we're just gonna be hanging out. We're gonna be hanging out. We're gonna be talking about Irish heritage, but not just Irish heritage. Heritage in general. Okay? Because I think heritage is a very important thing. It's something that, as I have learned more and more about not just my Irish heritage, but also my Italian heritage, and certain other ethnicities or cultures that my ancestors hail from, it's given me more of a sense of identity, right? It makes me feel like there is more to live for than just me. It feels like I am not the most current, actually. Well, I guess technically I am one of the most current. I do have younger, like, cousins and things like that. People who, my cousins have kids, so, like, technically we're cousins, but also it'd be weird if, like, this 7-year-old was talking to me like we were cousins. One of those situations. I used to just call those people uncle. I had a couple of people that I called uncle that technically were just my cousins, mostly on my mom's side of the family. But, excuse me. Yeah, like as the current representative of everybody who came before me on Earth, I feel that there's a certain way that I have to live, and it's not something that I feel like I have to do because I'm being pressured into it or anything like that. Whenever anyone talks about that kind of stuff, it's always some Disney movie bullshit where someone's like, "Oh, I don't want to do what my parents did. I want to be a star." you know, um, um, that's all Disney movies nowadays, and that was Disney movies for a long time, I feel like, but especially nowadays. And it's not even like romantic anymore. It's always some kind of narcissistic thing where it's like, "Oh, I come from a long line of proud hunters and warriors. The only way our village is going to survive is if I learn how to hunt and bring home game for everybody to eat. But I want to be a tap dancer, though. But I want to be a tap dancer, though." Like, that's the Disney movies today, right? I don't feel that way about it. I feel like it's a privilege. I feel like it's a privilege to be a Sullivan, right? And not in like the cringe, I come from Southie, I come from Charlestown, dude. Not in that cringe way where it's like I'm wearing FBI full-blooded Irish shirts, right? I'm not posting like cringe pictures with the Irish flag and stuff like that. I am American at the end of the day. I am not Irish. I am just of Irish extraction. And as I have gotten deeper into where my ancestors come from, it's given me a bit of an understanding of myself. And that's both in the broad as well as the acute. I told a bit of a story about looking into my ancestors and how I noticed a pattern of our behavior based off of things that I found in like history books and old newspaper clippings and stuff like that that happen to mention my ancestors. And it's just funny, and it's fun to a degree. It is fun, and I think everybody should understand, at least on a cursory level, where they come from, what it's about, things like that. Because every culture is different. You have some overlap in certain cultures, but like the Irish warrior culture is not the same as like the Japanese warrior culture. You know, it's they're both warrior cultures, but it's a little bit different. You know, you got that stoic Japanese versus that wild man Irish warrior culture. You know, excuse me, but. Dude, I'm from fucking Dorchester, kid. That means I'm like full-blooded Irish, dude. Fucking what's that? Been there? Nah, dude. I ain't never left fucking Dorchester, kid. The father actually no, the farthest I've been, dude, is the Pan, dude. Fucking Mattapan, dude. That's the farthest I've been from Dorchester. But like, yeah, I'm like legit Irish, dude. I'm like the most Irish dude you've ever met, kid. Like those fucking guys. Sensei Scott, UNC or NC State, I don't give a shit about basketball. My wrestling captain, he had a saying, I don't play with balls, I use them, which like that's the most high school thing you could say to somebody who's like, you know, talking about basketball and stuff like that. But I think about that every now and again, and it makes me chuckle a little bit, you know. I started wrestling kind of on the tail end of everybody making fun of people for being gay and stuff like that. It was still okay to call people and things gay as a pejorative back then. So, you know, we caught flack as wrestlers, and that was kind of my wrestling captain's way of kind of throwing it back on them, right? Anyway, Skitsy, what's going on, man? How you doing? How you doing, Greg? Irish it up, yes, sir. It's all right. I like it with fish and chips. You talking about boxty, poison insect? I feel like boxty with fish and chips would be good. Boxty with a lot of things would be very good. And in fact, you know what? It's kind of a process, so I'm actually gonna, at the very least, peel the potatoes now. Oh, uh-oh. Where did I put the bag? Dang it. I moved the bag that I had. I have a paper bag that I'm going to be peeling these potatoes into. We're going to go ahead. I'm mostly English, grandparents from England, although I do have one Irish great-grandpa, but would still mostly identify as British. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, I understand why you would mostly identify as British in the same way that I mostly would identify as Irish, but even then, it's like, I don't... And I'm not saying you're doing this, I'm not saying you do this, right? I mostly identify as Irish. I carry a potato with me everywhere I go. I carry an Irish hand grenade with me everywhere I go. You never know where things are going to pop off. But anyway, you know, I want to get into my Italian heritage too, but I'm going to be honest with you, like, it's kind of difficult to get into my Italian heritage. The only way I know how to is through food. And, like, I'd like to start making shit like potato sauce. Jeez, dude. Tomato sauce. I'd love to start making stuff like tomato sauce and stuff like that. Different Italian dishes. I'd love to get good at that, and I'd love to have my own little thing that I do with them, right? Because I really do enjoy cooking. If you couldn't tell, but it's hard to get into anything else that's Italian because, like, when it comes to the warrior culture, the last time the Italian army was like really that good was when they were known as Rome. So there's that, at least to my knowledge anyway, right? Italy is actually a fairly recent development when it comes down to it. I don't even think they're 200 years old at this point. They might be. They might be, but I don't even think they're 200 years old. They were still kind of city-states and stuff like that up to a certain point in history. So that's you know, kind of what it is. Even nowadays, it's still very split. Here I am talking about Italy on St. Patrick's Day stream, but even now it's still kind of split. Like the North doesn't like the South. There's a saying that you don't actually become Italian until you migrate to America. You know, then you become Italian. Until then, you're Neapolitan or you're Sicilian or you're whatever. You know. My ancestors come from a little bit south of Rome. I'm still not even sure of the name. I try to look it up. I think it's like Avellino or something like that. I could be wrong about that, you know. But anyway, I gotta grab that bag so I can hit these bad Larrys. Dude, where the hell did I put it? Holy shit. All right, whatever. I'm gonna have to use this one. All right. Okay. All right. And the Jack 'em Up Kid, thank you very much for the $20, man. I noticed you sent that, but I was kind of in the middle of something, so that's why I didn't say anything right away. You could have said something in yours. You could have said like, "Hey, what's up?" or something like that. Thank you though. Thank you very much, man. You know, I'll always take money, guys. Hey, don't get me wrong. And thank you very much whenever you guys send me anything, whether it's $1 or $1,000,000. Like I'm extremely grateful for it. But I feel like I'm robbing you guys when you send me money and you don't at least go like, "Yo, what's good, Scott? What's good, Sensei?" All right, here we go. Here we go. The first one. Just like that. Just like that. You see that? All right. I'm going to try and, you know, fuck. I already cut myself. I already fucked myself up. I'm going to try my best to get through these ASAP because peeling potatoes, I don't want to just sit here like, just silent. You just see me doing this back and forth, looking down. So I have pretty recent ancestry. My grandparents came in 1966 to America from England, and my oppa from Germany came in the 80s to America. That's pretty crazy, you know. You should, if you still have access, if access to your grandfather hasn't been revoked by God yet, no, but if you should learn German if you don't know it, you know. I don't know if my most recent ancestor would have known Irish, but if he did and I was able to meet him, which I would, there's no way in hell, the dude was alive in the 1800s. He died in 1900, you know. What's it called? 94 years before I was born. That's weird to think about. But, you know, if my Irish ancestor, who was from Ireland during the Potato Famine, if he knew Irish, I'd be like, "Oh, dude, teach me Irish." Like, being bilingual is such a good thing, you know? And, you know, I'm trying to learn a little bit of Irish, as you guys could tell when I made a fool of myself with Justin Minks, you know? I'm trying to learn Portuguese to the best of my ability, but the thing is, there's so many other things that I have on my plate right now that I can only learn, like, bits and pieces at a time, you know? All right, we got one. We're going to go ahead. I'm just going to toss it on here. But yeah, like, if you can learn another language, definitely go for it, you know? And that's something that I try and push on the kids, because there's a lot of Brazilians that go to my school, that go to my gym. And the thing is, the Brazilian kids mostly, like, they do know and speak Portuguese. You know, that's one thing that a lot of you know, Brazilians do when they come here and they have kids, is they speak Portuguese in the home still, you know. And that's something where it's like, probably by the time their kids are adults, they'll know Portuguese, but they won't even bother teaching their kids, which is like kind of a travesty, you know. I'm not like, look, I'm very much someone who's like, "Oh, in America, speak English, you know, speak English, damn it." But being bilingual is like a really good thing, or even being a polyglot, you know, if you can know multiple languages. I'd love to be able to call myself a polyglot. That's also, it's a funny name. It's a funny name to be able to call yourself. Yeah. I keep almost cutting my index finger because I'm trying to do this too quick. I gotta take my time, dude. Grega's in Grega's in Paris. The old Irish box cutter. Yes, sir. Take a bite out of one. You dare me to? How much will somebody pay me to how much will somebody pay me to take a raw bite out of one of these? I'll do it for $5. If somebody sends me $5 right now, I'll take a bite raw out of this. I can't guarantee that I'm not gonna spit it back out. I've never had a raw potato before, and in fact, I don't think you're supposed to eat them raw. I don't think it's gonna like kill you, but also like I don't think it's good for you either. I think you shit your brains out if you eat it raw. But yeah, we'll see. That's poison. Don't. My grandfather is from Bremen, which ended up as a part of West Germany. West Germany. That was the good Germany, right? I believe that was the good Germany. It was East Germany that was the bad Germany, the commie Germany. All right, we got number 2. I'm gonna have to cut these up so they boil faster. I have 2 more to peel, you know, and then we'll do our thing. I think it's so cool. Texan German and Pennsylvania Dutch are things. I've heard of Pennsylvania Dutch. I've never heard of Texas German. What the hell is Texas German? That's crazy. Yeah, it's also crazy the little enclaves that exist that like are weird out in the world. Like, did you know that some of the Confederates after the Civil War, they ran to Brazil? Like there's a oh boy, that's 5 Canadian. You think that's 5 Canadian? No problem. I'm not gonna eat it. I will take a bite out of it though. A small bite. A small bite. Honestly, it's like a bitter taste, like a halfway bitter, halfway tasteless apple. To tell you the truth, like I bit into it and I wanted to spit it out immediately, but as I chewed it, I was like, "Am I eating an apple right now?" And it's funny because in French they call these, I think, like pomme de terre or something like that, which is apple of the earth. But I ate it. Thinner equals crispier. Thinner what? Thinner potato? You failed the true Irishman test. Well, yeah, I'm an American. What do you want? All right. Because I'm proud to be an American. I'm just about done peeling this one. See, I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to this stuff, so I don't like seeing any like this right here. I'm like, no, gotta get rid of that. Gotta get rid of that. You know, I end up going until it's gone. It's just not here anymore. All right. I'll do the small one because I think we have more than enough. I hope I make these right. I hope I make the mashed potatoes right, because what I have to do is I have to mash these potatoes, right? I have to mash the potatoes. Then I'm gonna do something else with the last potato that I have. I can still kind of taste it. Dude. Oh man, that was. I won't. I'm not trying to act like that was like the worst experience of my life, but it was just like strange, you know. It was just like the same kind of feel you get when you get something fuzzy in your mouth, and you're just like, ugh, like, you know, it's no big deal, but you're also like, oh, I want to get that out of there ASAP. Holy shit, what is going on here, dude? Scott likes the taters blemish free. Yes, sir. All right. There we go. So, I got to peel one more, but I forgot that I had to peel this thing. But it should be easier because these are on the smaller side. Oh, man. Whoop. There we go. I didn't even know it, but I guess potatoes are not actually indigenous to Ireland. I guess they were brought by some kind of like British nobleman or something like that at one point or another. I think man, I'm trying to remember. I think they might be native to Europe. I'm not 1,000%. I could be wrong though. All right, we're just about done. I gotta hit the finishing touches on this bad mamma jamma, and here we go. So, all right, you see that? That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing right there. Considering how much people have children, Colombian exchange. What are you? Is that where they got potatoes from? Yeah, I was thinking like, wait a second, didn't we get them from America or something like that? Meaning like the Americas, not America. And the Irish potato famine occurred because when potatoes came to Ireland, the Irish were basically outlawed from eating anything other than the potatoes. Like, they had so many things that they were growing in their fields and stuff like that, but anything other than, like, mainly a certain type of potato was taken by the British government and shipped off to, mainland, England and mainland Europe for either sale or, consumption by their people. And that's why the potato famine ended up so bad, is because they were over reliant on that one crop, and not because they were like, well, we like it so much, let's just put all our eggs in one basket, but because they weren't allowed to not do that. It's crazy. All right, so from the Andes is what the juice say. What's the juice? Potatoes and tomatoes are both native to South America. Oh yeah, I knew that about potatoes, or not potatoes, tomatoes. I didn't know that about potatoes though. All right, so now I'm gonna cut these up and I'm gonna boil them. I'm gonna also read these. I'm also gonna read some more of these. Raw sweet potatoes are a good snack. I'm not that into sweet potatoes, but I have because I actually didn't like potatoes when I was a kid. I liked French fries and stuff like that, but I wasn't a big fan of any other kind of potato. And I kind of, it's not that I learned, it's literally that one day I was just like, hey, you know what? Fucking, I'm gonna try some, I'm gonna try these mashed potatoes because they actually look really good. They look like they were made the way they're supposed to be made. And I liked them, and ever since then I've really liked mashed potatoes. What was I gonna say? Sweet potatoes are the same way, but I tried them on Thanksgiving a year or two back. I was like, fuck it, I'll try them. They got marshmallow on them. I love marshmallow, and they were absolutely amazing. And I don't know what it is. They say your tastes change as time goes on. Seems like it. Because my tastes definitely changed. What's going on, Sid? How you doing, man? Thank you very much for the $5. Just delivered a DoorDash to Shamrock Street, kid. Fine St. Patty's Day to you, lad. Down with the crown. Yes, sir. Down with the crown. Thank you very much, Sid. I hope your DoorDash goes very good for you. All right. I need to figure out where I'm going to... Oh, yeah, duh. I need water. Baby. Yeah. Could you get me a water? Yeah. Probably two. Huh?
A bottle of water?
Yeah, a bottle of water. A couple bottles of water. Because, I forgot to put water in the thing. That's one thing about Irish Americans. It's a little bit different. Irish folktales seem to have become kind of American as well. Dude, America has been complete, it is impossible to escape the Irish roots that America has, as well as the Italian roots, but especially the Irish roots, because a lot of the food that we eat nowadays in America is Italian. We eat a lot of, spaghetti, we eat a lot of, pizza, for one thing. What else? We do a lot of, chicken parm and stuff like that. A lot of our culinary stuff is Italian. That's just kind of how it was. But there's a lot of things, and I mean a lot of things that are Irish, and it's insane. I wouldn't even know where to begin, A lot of our folk tales come from Irish people telling tales on the fucking frontier. On both sides of the Civil War, there were Irish, not just regiments, but brigades and stuff like that. The 69th New York, which is still a current, I don't know if you call it it is active, right? It's a modern day regiment, right? It started in the Civil War, and it's still part of the New York National Guard. Their slogan, which actually the word slogan comes from an Irish word, is Faha Bala, right? Which I probably said that weird, right? But it means clear the way, right? And that's an ode to their Irish roots. The word slogan comes from the Irish term slúgarum, right? There's like a lot of things that you wouldn't realize are of Irish extraction from America. You know, even music. Like, music has been probably influenced by Irish, you know, by Irish people, by Irish musicians, and just music and inventions more so than anyone or anything else. They talk about like rock and roll. They say, oh, rock and roll was based off of rhythm and blues. Well, what was rhythm and blues based off of? You go far enough back, and it's some dude named Paddy who came over because, you know, he was a Catholic, and the British were upset. You know, they were like, oh, these idiot Irish Catholics, we're gonna fuck with them, and then they ran to America. You know, you kind of caught, like, I wasn't prepared to talk all about that today, right? So I feel like I'm kind of bumbling through it. But there's a lot of Irish influence in America that the Irish don't even get credit for. Instead, we get blamed for things and stuff like that. We get treated like shit. And that's one of the things, like, when it comes to St. Patrick's Day, I'm all for letting people have their fun. I mean, I got some Guinness in fact, you know what? Oh, uh-oh. One of your Coronas fell, baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It didn't, like, break or anything. It just, you know, it just fell out. I was letting you know why I was like, uh-oh. But, I'm gonna put that there. Like I was saying, I'm all for letting people have their fun. You know, you wanna wear green and drink on St. Patrick's Day. Hey, like, go for it, man. I'm not gonna tell you not to have a good time. But also, I saw a video earlier today where there was a guy who was talking about, you know, how the drinking and stuff like that on St. Patrick's Day is bullshit. And the truth is, it is. You know, there's more to Irish heritage and Irish culture than just leprechauns and Guinness and green and stuff like that. Now, the Irish, much like the Japanese, are willing to do with, like, samurai and ninjas and stuff like that. They're willing to let idiot Americans believe that's all there is to it because, I mean, shit, Guinness is probably making millions, if not $1 billion off us just this weekend, right? But at the end of the day, there's more to it than that. And I think it's kind of interesting that there's people out there who 364 days out of the year, they would absolutely despise me because I am about as white as you can get. I'm about as straight and about as white and about as male as you can get. All right? But then St. Patrick's Day comes around and they're like, haha, tee-hee. Oh, I'm wearing green on St. Patrick's Day, tee-hee. It's complete and total bullshit, and I am not a fan of it at all. Is this a twist off? No, it is not a twist off. Baby, do we have a bottle opener anywhere?
I'm going to check.
All right, thank you. You know, it's just complete and total bullshit, and I don't like it. Like I said, if you want to have your fun, have your fun. You know, and that means everybody, even the people who would hate me. But, you know, I see it, and I know it's bullshit. And this is part of the reason why I'm doing this. Again, it's not because I'm trying to rain on anyone's parade, but because I figure if we're going to do St. Patrick's Day stuff, right? If we're going to do St. Patrick's Day stuff, we might as well do real Irish shit. And not just drink some beers and be like, yeah, dude, fucking born. Dude, I was born in Brockton, Massachusetts, dude. That's like practically fucking Ireland, dude. Dude, we're like, that's practically fucking Ireland, dude. Fucking Brockton, kid. You kidding me, dude? It's crazy. Right? Man who brought water to LA and created Southern California was Irish. Oh yeah, like so many Irish people have done so many good things in and for the country. It's insane, you know? And a lot of it gets suppressed because it's not historically either historically convenient or it's not politically correct. Like, there was a movie we watched, and the Civil War is a really big thing for me, specifically because I figured out that my ancestor, the one from Ireland who came to America, served in it, right? Before that, I really didn't know too much about the Civil War, though I did start studying it a little bit, just because I found the Civil War music. David Kincaid is a really good musician when it comes to the Civil War music, specifically Irish American Civil War music, as well as the I believe it's the Second South Carolina String Band or something like that. There's a few really good bands that make really good Civil War music or really good iterations of Civil War music, and Kincaid is actually working on a new album. I'm trying to see if I can interview him, but I don't know if I'll be able to pull that together. Anyway, we watched a movie in the 8th grade. It was called Glory, and it was about the 54th Massachusetts. Now, the reason why this movie was made is because they were the first all-black regiment that served in the Civil War, not in the nation's history. When we were told about them, we actually believed that it was in the nation's history, but the 1st Rhode Island, if I remember correctly, it was the 1st Rhode Island, was the first all-black regiment in the nation's history, and it was in the Revolutionary War, not even the Civil War. But the Massachusetts 54th was the first of the Civil War, right? And that is historically relevant. Right, it is. But the fact that they're the ones that got the movie, it's like, what are you doing? You know, it's specifically and only because of politics. That's it. Because when you look at the 54th Massachusetts, they had like one battle where it wasn't even. I don't even remember how big the battle was. Basically, there was some kind of attack, right? I think it might have even been like a half-hearted attack from the Confederates on one of the encampments of the Union Army, and they beat them back. And then in the very next battle, they got fucking slaughtered. And then like that was just the end of it. That's where their story ended. The 54th Massachusetts, done, just done. They lasted 2 fucking battles. Congratulations. Meanwhile, again, you got the Irish Brigade under Thomas Mahar, right? The 69th, the New York 69th, the Massachusetts 28th, I believe. And then there was 2 more that were predominantly Irish. You have regiments like my great-great-grandfathers, who it was mostly Irish and German immigrants in that regiment. And he was one of them. He was one of the Irish guys. And they fought basically the entirety of the fucking war. And they served in like a crazy way. But the only thing that matters, I guess, is that, a group of African Americans, a group of blacks got bitched the fuck out. Got absolutely blown the fuck out in 2 battles. And again, it's not even that I don't think they are historically relevant. They are. And to serve in a war is a gallant thing that should be appreciated and recognized. But the fact that they get the movie, meanwhile, there were so many Irish in the Civil War who came to America and were like, fuck, I guess we're fighting in this war now. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. There's no appreciation for that at all. And it's like, what are they going to do? Thank me? Like, no, of course not. What I mean is, there's no recognition, right? There's no understanding of what that really means, And it disgusts me to a degree, I think both regiments, right, the New York 69th and the Massachusetts 54th, I think they deserve their own allotment of praise and things like that. But the overpraising of the 54th and the almost complete and total historical abandonment of the New York 69th or like the 20th Massachusetts, again, which is the Harvard Brigade, the Harvard Regiment, that's the one my ancestor was in, and they served in every major battle other than Bull Run, the first Bull Run. They played some major or minor role in every one of those battles. They stopped Pickett's charge. The 20th Massachusetts, along with tons of other Massachusetts regiments, they stopped Pickett's charge at Gettysburg. But it's the 54th Massachusetts that get the recognition. It's like ridiculous, Like the stream, yes. Thank you very much, Alex Harrison. I would appreciate if everyone here would like the stream. We're going to go ahead. We're going to start boiling those potatoes here. Oh, I didn't even plug it in. That would have been bad. That would have been dumb. All right. Got another one. I might actually need a third, huh? Baby. You're the potato making expert. Could you come over here? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna flip this down, okay? Because my wife is about to walk on screen. Don't worry. I'm not. I haven't gone anywhere. You think I should add more water to this?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm such a good Irishman, ladies and gentlemen, that I had to ask my wife to teach me how to make mashed potatoes. That's how great I am at this Irish shit. Thank you. We're adding both of these?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. I'll add it. I'll add it. Cover?
Cover the potatoes.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, all right. Wife reveal much? Yeah, no thanks. You guys will never get to see my wife. I think I watched that movie in the 8th grade too, actually. Yeah, and it's not even the worst movie. I actually saw a clip from that movie, right? And they have Hector Salamanca in that movie in like a background character. Sort of hold on. Oh yeah. That's going all right. They have Hector Salamanca in that movie from Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, which is like hilarious to me when I saw that. But there was a scene in the movie where it's like Denzel Washington is he's basically talking shit to these soldiers who just came back from like a really fucked up battle. Because the 54th Massachusetts, like, I guess at that point they weren't really being put in to fight quite yet. And they were getting bored and antsy. And Denzel is, like, being a dickhead. And he's, like, chirping at these guys who are coming back from a battle. And it's like, who the fuck are you, you dickhead? You know? Like, I'm sure that was probably just, like, historical liberties and shit like that. But it's like, it was just the classic example of them trying to shoehorn in some kind of racism, because the one of the soldiers drops like a hard N-bomb after Denzel Washington's character is like talking mad shit. And of course, it doesn't matter what Denzel was doing. It doesn't matter the context of what those guys were up to. It doesn't matter that their friends just died, that their friends are wounded, that they just saw some of the worst shit that you could ever see. It doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter that they don't want to have to listen to Denzel Washington's dumb ass chirping like he knows anything about battle when he doesn't. None of it matters. He said the N-word, so that means, oh man, those guys are the bad guys. And it's like, holy fucking shit, dude. You know? It's crazy. It's fucking crazy, kid. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead. There we go. I gotta cut these up so they'll cook a little bit quicker. Alright, I'll cut that one in half. So I need to cut 4 of these. It's gonna make mad mashed potatoes. You know, it's gonna make tons of mashed potatoes. And then I need to save 1 of them. There we go. Oh man, I probably should have got a bigger... I think I'll be good. I think I'll be good. I'm hoping I'll be good. Shit. Alright, we got 1. If not, I might have to just settle for 3, but I don't think it's going to matter that much, you know? Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. But yeah, it doesn't matter like what race, religion, or creed you are. You need to get into your heritage and you need to understand what that is, you know? Excuse me. You need to understand that, like, you're not just here in a vacuum. You're not just here. Oh, fuck. I cut up the wrong ones. Son of a bitch. Or it's not that I cut up the wrong ones. It's that I cut up the wrong one and then... Alright, so I gotta take... I'll take one of them out and, you know, I'll use... Because what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to shave these down like they're fucking string cheese. I'm gonna have to wait for that to boil, right? Wait for those to get soft. Excuse me. And then I'm gonna have to end up cutting those. Christian MDE fans crossover episode. Yes, sir. I've I've got a lot of problems with you people. We're making tomatoes. Oh man. Oh no, he cut the wrong indifiel. What? Huh. Oh, you see, this is extra stout. Okay. I've never tried Guinness before. This is the first time I've ever had Guinness, and it's not bad. I tried to find the cans because, to my understanding, the cans are the type that you really want. But it's not bad. I mean, like I said, it's extra stout, so it's kind of bitter. But as far as bitter beers go, it's not that bad. Sam Adams is trash. Sam Adams is kind of known as like the Boston beer. If you come to Boston, or if you had the chance to get Sam Adams, don't fucking bother with it. It's trash. It's garbage. It's garbage every single time. I don't know why people are like, I mean, that's the thing is, I don't know anyone who drinks Sam Adams. So it's like, how the hell are these guys still in business? What the hell's going on here? What is this? Oh, geez, I just remembered. I'm going to have to strain those, aren't I? Huh. This is getting more complicated now. I'm just remembering, but whatever. It's got a while till they boil. Yeah, Sam Adams is awful. Sam Adams bottles are for breaking over townie heads. Exactly. When you think there's about to be a fight going down, that's when you order the Sam Adams. I don't think Harpoon is bad. I think I've had Harpoon once or twice. Harpoon is kind of like the Boston microbrewery, right? And they actually have a beer fest that I did security for when I was a senior in high school. And we snagged some beers at the end of the night. And it was pretty nice. I got a cider that they make. The cider was good. I specifically remember that. Ciders are good. I like shandies. I like ciders. A nice lemon shandy is really nice, especially during the summertime. I mean, that's really the only time you get shandies is during the summertime. But a nice Leinenkugel, right? Maybe a shock top or something like that. Those are nice. I'm not typically a big fan of shit that's gonna be bitter, but as far as bitter beers go, this isn't bad. Harpoon IPA, not bad. I like roast beef with lots of cheese. Roast beef with lots of cheese is good. Ah, now he's on the beer. Yes, sir. Cheers, Scott. Also drinking Guinness. Nice, dude. I've only had extra stout and didn't like it. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're not a big beer guy, you're probably not going to like anything that's, like, too stout, Blue Moon. Blue Moon's decent. Blue Moon's pretty good. I do like Blue Moon. It has, like, 0.03% alcohol. I would assume you're talking about Blue Moon. They used to sell shandy to kids in the UK. Yeah, because it's almost like soda. Shandy's almost like soda, although you can get some shandies that will kind of, they do pack a bit of a punch, Hold up. I don't know if I've tried Guinness. I don't remember. Yeah, that's not bad. I'd recommend it. Arby's it up. Dude, I've had Arby's once in my life, and it wasn't bad. I think I got a pub dip from there, which is, like, kind of dumb of me to do. I should have got just a roast beef sandwich from Arby's, because that's their flagship product. We don't have those around here. We don't have a lot of stuff around here. We don't have Arby's. We don't have Jack in the Box. We don't have Carl's Jr. or Hardee's. We're very bare bones. We have basically everything that you would find in every other part of the nation and even the world. We got McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, we got Sonic, we got Chick-fil-A now. You Southern boys, you ain't so special no more. Pounded a little Smithwick earlier. Good old Irish red beer. I've never heard of that. Craziest one I've heard of is the Coca-Cola and boxed wine shit they drink in Eastern Europe. Yeah, that sounds like an Eastern European thing. I don't know where else you could get something like that. Scott, do you have a kitchen, or is that electric stove on the mini fridge how you cook all your meals? We really got to get you and your wife out of that Gold's Gym office and into a real home. Yeah, I would use the kitchen, but there's another family in there. There's another Brazilian family in there, and sometimes I walk in and the husband and wife are fucking, so it's kind of awkward, UK shandy is weak beer with lemonade. Pause. A shandy is basically like a beer, but it's got a lemon or other citrus flavor. Um, I think there can be others too, other types of fruit and stuff like that. But it's kind of like a fruity beer. It's more for. Yeah, it's starting to boil. All right. Oh yeah. That's hot. Yep, that's hot. Anyway, it's more for like it's more for sipping on a hot summer day than it is for getting fucked up. But also, if you drink a lot of them really quick, you get nice and fucked up. Oh, jeez, dude, you guys see this? I don't know if you can see it, but that's what I need is like a legit pair of headphones. But the thing is, when it comes to headphones, it's like who even gives a shit, you know? Scott, align your damn crooked photo and answer my question, please. What are you talking about? What question? Oh man. I mean, I don't want to tell you guys to just send me money, right? Especially after I like was like, if you guys send me $5, I'll take a bite of this potato, right? But like, if I keep missing your question, I'll be honest with you. Your best bet is probably to just send me like a couple of bucks so that I definitely won't miss it. Specifically because I'm going to acknowledge the super chat. If I miss your shit because I was in the middle of a rant, like I might scroll back up and try and see if I can catch a question or two that I may have missed. But like, I can't be like, huh? All right. The son of reviews. This question, I'm 30, living with my parents. I'm jobless, but got 8K saved up. My dad doesn't want me here. Should I move out? You should live with your parents as long as you can. $8,000 is not that much money. I don't even have $8,000 right now. I'll be honest with you. I probably got a little bit over half of that. And the reason why it's so tough for me to have any more than what I have now is because my overhead, what it costs for me to live, is so fucking like ridiculous, you know? To the point where now I'm looking around at real estate because I'm like, dude, either A, I'm gonna get a cheaper rate per month if I just go for a mortgage, or B, I'm gonna fucking or B, I'm gonna fucking end up paying around the same rate, but at least after 30 years of this, I'll own it. I won't be paying somebody else's mortgage, right? I'm not even ready for a house yet. I don't feel that I'm ready for a house. But I'm looking around because I'm like, shit, dude, let's find something, man. Something's got to give, bro. I got to find something. That's how desperate I am in terms of like being able to not just tread water, but like to be able to swim, right? So if you're living with your parents, I understand you're 30 years old. It probably doesn't go over very well with the ladies when you're like, yeah, I'm 30 years old. I live with my mom, right? It probably doesn't go over that well. But if you can stay there for longer, you know, maybe do things to make your dad not hate that you're living at home as much, you know? Maybe mow the lawn without him having to ask you. Maybe do certain things that are going to make it so that he's like, oh, you know, having my son around ain't bad. I don't want to have to mow the lawn by myself. I don't want to have to do this and that and the other thing by myself. Might not be a bad idea, right? But unless you absolutely positively have to get out of there because like everything's just all fucked up, right? You should probably just stay there, dude. You should probably just stay. You know, me like personally, I had to get out of the situation that I was in. I got kicked out when I was 19 years old, so it's been a little bit under 10 years since I got kicked out. September of this year will be the year that I got kicked out of my parents' house. You know, close to the end of September, actually. No. Actually, it was the beginning of September. I remember. But like, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like me, like the environment that I was in when I was living with my parents, I needed to get the fuck out of that environment. There was no way in hell I was gonna be able to stay there. You know, the way that you might be able to stay there. But if you are not completely fucked, if there's not if you're not in danger of like fighting your dad, or if you're not in danger of like um if as long as there's no looming catastrophe, as long as your dad's not one day gonna be like, Junior, come in here. You're a man. You're 30. It's time to be a man. Get out of my house. Like, stay, dude. Stay. You know? It's so ridiculous the way the boomer and the Gen X generation are. It's fucking crazy, you know. My grandfather, he owned 2 properties when he died. He owned 2 properties. He ended up dying with those 2 properties. And my mom is sitting here and she's like going through all of his belongings and stuff like that, and she's selling the houses and stuff like that. And she ends up talking to somebody, I forget who, but I was there, and she's like, yeah, I mean, my dad showed me what I don't want to do to my kids. I think I'm just going to sell my house and then move into like an old folks home or something like that. And it's like, how dumb could you be, Mom? How fucking stupid could you be? The amount of money that you and my aunt made off of those houses is probably crazy. They weren't even trying to like, it's not like they were real estate moguls trying to flip for as much money as they could get either. Yeah, it's really starting to boil now. I forgot that was going on. I'm just sitting here talking and it just explodes. But like, my grandfather, he did that specifically because he wanted to make sure that when he died, we would sell that shit off or use it for our own purposes, and we would be that much better off. Like, I know the way my grandfather is, or was, I guess, was, and thinking about it, that makes the most sense to me. He was trying to do us all a solid. You know. Meanwhile, my mom is gonna probably sell her house and then give all that money to what? An old folks home to take care of her when she's too old to wipe her own ass? That's crazy. Like, why don't you or my brother? Why don't I or my brother just have you move in with us? Like, hello. We're supposed to be talking about Ireland today. And we've talked about Italy, a little bit of Ireland, don't get me wrong, but now we're talking about baby boomers and shit like that, and it's annoying. It's just, in other parts of the world, people live with their parents basically until they die, and it's not, like, considered to be a weird thing. And I'm not even necessarily saying I want that. I think it should be, I most likely wouldn't mind if my kids lived with me up until they got serious with a girlfriend and then moved, like, out to live with them, right? I wouldn't necessarily mind that. Right? Now, the baby boomer and Gen X belief that, like, oh, you got to stand on your own, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and pay this $2,500 a month rent on a minimum wage that nets you like $1,000 a month, right? Fucking, there's this weird like thing that they have that is just like disgusting, and I hate to see it, and I hate dealing with it, you know. And like, yeah, sure, you're 30, you know. If you're not getting something together as we speak, like you said you were jobless, right? Get a fucking job, first off. If you're jobless, get a fucking job. That might be part of the reason why your dad's upset. All right? But, we got movement, ladies and gentlemen. Like, get a job, first off. But then, like, other than that, like, your dad's probably just poisoned by the boomer mindset, you know? If that makes sense. So back in 1994, in a quiet part of Belfast, what happened there, huh? Hi, Ecuador. We're talking about an Irish family. Oh, getting a job is hard, even in my small town. I guess I got to get the balls to approach businesses with my resume. Submitting online is a waste of time. My resume is fine, I think. Oh yeah, dude, you can't, like, you have to be tenacious. Like, you can't show up there and expect to just like handshake and then you got a job. That's not how it works, right? But you have to be able to like send in a resume and then wait a day or two and then call and be like, you don't want to be pushy. You don't want to be like, hey, I'm wondering when I'm going to come in for an interview. You want to call and be like, hey, I'm just letting you know I sent in an interview. I just want to make sure that you got it, for one thing. And then also, if there's anything else you need from me, just let me know. My name's Scott. I think I'd be a really good fit for the company, and I think the company would be a good fit for me. Right? Like, that's what you got to do. You can't just send in a resume and then. Like, that was the issue that I had with an ex of mine, the one that I dated for, at this point, even longer than I've been with my wife, truthfully. She would get a job, quit, or get fired like 3 to 6 months later, and then she'd just lay in bed on her phone on monster.com, like, as if she's swiping Tinder or something like that. And, what's it called? Like, she would not understand why I would be so upset at her. It's because, like, she's not getting calls from these companies she could easily work at if she would just give them a call and be like, hello, my name is Scott's bitch X. I think, I'm just making sure you got my resume and that everything checks out, and if you need anything else, you have my number. Here you go. Please say get a fucking job again. It's like a magical Irish spell. Get a fucking job, dude. Giving your kid a deadline, a year to leave the house, is a good compromise. It lights a fire under your ass, but you also got some time to get your shit together. You see, there's just something I don't like about the prospect or the concept of having to kick my son or daughter out of the house. It's one thing if they're being like an absolute like freak, right? And that was part of the reason I needed to leave, right? I was not going to be able to improve when I was 19 years old. I would have probably been 25 still doing the same shit that I was doing when I was 19, if we're just being honest here, right? So getting kicked out, even though like it wasn't cool, and I don't, I mean, I'm not like angry at my parents over it or anything like that, but I was for a long time. I don't agree with the way that they went about it. I did kind of need to get out of there. Not even kind of. I just 1,000% needed to get out of there, right? Yeah, we're starting to get a real boil. I'm gonna check on those in a second. I don't think they'll even be close to done, but we're gonna do our thing. But it's heartless. It's heartless, and in my opinion, it's kind of disgusting when you have that disdain for your child, where you're like, you have a year to get your shit together. Like that whole parental, I'm tough on my kids thing is like, you shouldn't be tough on your kids in that way. You shouldn't be tough on them that way. Be tough on them in other ways. When they fuck up, ground the shit out of them, take everything away, and make them sit in their room, or like some other shit like that, right? I don't feel that it's a good look for me to say, go ahead and spank your kids when they fuck up, But if that's your cup of tea, that's your cup of tea, right? I don't want to be saying that on a stream or anything like that, right? Because apparently that's a bad word today or something like that, is spanking. But you want to be tough on your kids, but being that way is cruel. Being that way to your own kin is cruel. You should be there for your kin, whether it's like a brother, a sister, a son or daughter. Of course, like, you got to be careful because even your family can be leeches. But like, of all your family, your son and your daughter, like, you agreed to take them on, and now because they've reached 18 years old, you're hitting them with you need to get a job, or you need to go to college, and you need to move out on your own. It's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You never loved your kids. If that's the attitude that you have, right? You never loved your kids. You had them 18, 19, 20 years ago. And ever since then, you've just been counting down the days for when you get to be like, ha, get out of here. That's right. You never loved them. You had them because you wanted everybody to see you as a mother or a father figure, and you would soak up all the glory from that. You would soak up all the praise from that. It's just like people who, like, they spank their kids on camera and then they post it on Facebook, and they're like, I don't let my kids mess around, right? That's what that is. It's not that you're actually caring about your kid. It's that you are trying to perpetrate something. You're trying to portray something. And that's all that was. You had your kid because you decided you wanted to be called a parent. It's not that you wanted to be a parent, it's that you wanted to be called a parent. And now he's 19, 20 years old. His brain isn't even fully he's still basically a level 1 slime. And you're telling him get the fuck out. It's like, nah, dude. Fuck that. You know? And again, this is coming from a guy who, when I got kicked out, I got better. I didn't get better right away, but it made me better overall. And the only reason why it made me better is because the situation I was in was so fucked up. But if you're sitting there and like things aren't fucked up, your kid is not smoking weed in his room. Your kid is not smoking cigs in his room. You're not getting into like ridiculous fights every day with your own child and shit like that. There isn't a potential that you're going to fist fight your son on the front yard, right? If it's just like he's just a regular dude who like, all right, you know, he's maybe an idiot 19-year-old, fine, whatever, it's all good. You know, everybody was an idiot 19-year-old once. Like, if it's anything... If it's anything that's just like that, and you're sitting here like, get out of here, it's like, what is your fucking problem, dude? That is a piece of shit move, you know? It truly is. The son of reviews, I have a degree in computer science, so any IT job would be great, but at this point, I'll take almost anything. Yeah, dude, you can't be, yeah, the golden nugget here is follow-up, the son of reviews. It definitely is follow-up. Also, I would assume you're going for remote jobs as well. You should check out remote jobs too. You know, you might as well, because you never know. You might hit something. You might get lucky. You know, you might hit something that pays really well. My aunt, she got some kind of computers degree. I don't know if it was in IT or what, but she was working for a software company based out of London, and she got to work from home like 3 out of 5 days of the week. It was a pretty sweet gig for her, you know. And now I think she still works from home, even though she had to move companies. I could be wrong though. Unrelatable. That's an alien world to me. What, smoking cigarettes and weed in your room and getting yelled at about it, and you know, having a blowout with your fucking dad. You know, where you're both like threatening to fight each other. That's an alien world to you. That's probably a good thing. Fishhead says, Sensei, happy St. Patty's Day. Thank you, man. Thank you. Oh, the computer science industry. Ah, okay, that makes sense. I'm trying to catch one. All right, I gotta stand up, or at the very least get a little bit closer. No, I don't think. Nah, those are not good. Baby, could you grab me, baby? Sorry, could you grab me a plate, like a regular plate, not one of the plastic ones, and then a fork as well?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. Because I just realized, oh, we're gonna need a strainer too.
What is it?
A strainer, you know, the thing with holes. You pour pasta and
Oh, yes.
yeah. At least. Oh no, wait. Actually, I think we're good because I can just pick the potatoes out, right, and then pour that water out.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, we're good then. My dad yelled at me while he was naked once. There was no way I was going to fight my naked dad. Yeah, I think I'd pass that one up too. If it came down to it. The day I turned 18, my dad shot me. I woke up in a trash bag on the side of the highway, clawed my way out, hobbled to the nearest Dunkin' Donuts, and have been working and living there since. You see, hi, Ecuador, maybe the boomers were right. You pulled yourself up by your bootstraps, and now you have a nice Dunkin' Donuts job and a nice Dunkin' Donuts house. It's better than the Gold's Gym I live in, you know, with 5 other Brazilian families. Oh, man. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put this down again just in case. All right, we're good. We are golden, ladies and gentlemen. So, I do think it's time to start the other half of this process, though. All right? I used to smoke weed indoors. My brother sold him weed. Sold who weed? Sold you weed or your dad? You talking about your brother or your dad right now? So, the next step in this process, all right, I have a grater, and I need to grate these potatoes. So you're gonna see me. This is it. Oh, you see that? Uh-oh. Fucking, the grating isn't hard or anything like that. It's just like, yo, the potatoes are wait, hold up. I know what I'll do. Don't worry, I know what I'm gonna do. I actually might not need both potatoes, but I think I'll probably do them anyway. What are you making? Bro, how are you doing mashed potatoes? I'm not doing mashed potatoes. I'm making boxty, dude. You're gonna see what boxty is. Don't you worry now. Don't you worry, you pretty little head. Alright. That's all we got left of this bad, Larry. Yeah, that thing's straight up boiling now. Oh yeah, I got tons of this. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mash the potatoes, and then I'm going to mix it with this, and then I'm going to fry them. I gotta fucking make sure all that shit's good. Alright, we're good. Yeah, I don't think, because, I mean, look at how much of this I have. Look at how much of this shit I have. This is an unmolested one for the most part, you know, and then there's all of this. And it's like, alright, man. I heard Irish people have two stomachs for digesting raw potatoes. I don't know, maybe I should test that then. Come on, dude, he's making boxed pea, bone apple tea. Yes, sir. Yes, Celtic hash browns, basically. Basically. Add potato starch or cornstarch to the spreaded potatoes. The spreaded, what the fuck? The shredded potatoes. Will that help? Are there any Irish people in this chat right now? Are there any Irish people in this chat who can tell me whether or not that's legit or not? Most of us dudes will do everything but talk about our problems, hiding behind jokes and shit, but then you hit 30, oof. I mean, I have no problem talking about my problems, you know, I have no problem talking about my feelings and shit like that. The key is to not do it in a whiny manner, you know? Like, but the issue is a lot of people still don't care because a lot of people are just so shitty that if your feelings get in the way of whatever the hell they want in the moment, they'll just completely and totally disregard them. You know, that's just the way that it is. It'll be a situation where it's like you are going to be harmed by their actions, and you try and go to them and you're like, hey man, that's like, I'm hurt by this. You will hurt me if you do this to me. If you make me endure this, it will hurt me. And that's when you'll get people like, oh, what are you, some kind of pussy? It's like, yeah, it's real easy for you to say that. You know, it's real fucking easy for you to say that, right? You know, especially women. I found that there's really no reason to be talking to women about, like, how you feel and shit like that in that way, because they're always going to construe that as you being weak, when in reality it's the exact opposite, you know? The way that a lot of people are, not just women, but, you know, especially women, but the way a lot of people are is they're just that level of fucked up, where when you are someone who has a good grasp of how you feel, and you're able to communicate that with people without it being an anger or a sadness thing. When you can just be like, "Hey, I don't feel really good. I don't really, I don't feel that way, dude. I don't feel good about this. I don't like this. I'd rather you not do this." When you do that, these emotionally stunted and immature people, that's when they start being bitches to you, and that's why I don't talk to people, because a lot of people are just like pussies. A lot of people are shitty. I'm not a misanthrope, but when it comes down to it, like, people are shitty, man. People are not cool. They suck. And I don't like people en masse, I can't tell you the amount of people that I see that it's like I've just always been really fine-tuned to the fakeness in a lot of people, and I can tell when someone's being good to me because they actually like me and they want to be cool with me, and when somebody is being cool to me because they want something out of me, and I've noticed that a lot of people are cool to me just because they want something out of me, I deal with that sort of thing, and it's only gotten worse, like, not that I'm some kind of big, like, relevant streamer or anything like that. There's 40 people here right now. But, like, it's only gotten worse since I've started doing things with Sam Hyde and stuff like that. You have people who, they wouldn't care about me if I was just some other random dude. Or, like, maybe I had a stream and I was trying to do stuff. They wouldn't care, But all of a sudden now they're in my inbox like, "Hey," and it's like, you don't think I know what you're here for, but I do, Either that or, like, I give someone a chance, but then they see that I'm not going to be their way into MDE. They think I'm going to be the guy who introduces them to Sam, and they're going to get into MDE, and they're going to be the newest member. It's going to be Charles, Nick, Sam, Eric Hayden, and now random Instagram dude. Haha, that's what it's going to be. And as soon as they get the idea that I'm not going to, like, try and put on for them in that way, all of a sudden they're like, "Oh." And now they don't hit me up anymore. And if I hit them up, there's a tinge of a brick wall, right? When there's the walls are up all of a sudden. I never had a bad moment with this person. I never treated them poorly or unfairly. I never had a moment where I had to, like, enforce a line. There was never an awkward moment between us. But because they know that I'm not going to be their ticket to being, in the office with Sam, as if I'm always in the office with Sam. Fucking, they all of a sudden they're like, You never had Bubble and Squeak, Zach? I don't know what Bubble and Squeak is. I'm wondering what that is. Wait, I thought if we watched the stream, Scott would all introduce us to Sam at a Chuck E. Cheese pizza party. What the fuck? Have I been donating for? God fucking damn it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Hi Ecuador. Maybe if when I start my OnlyFans, that'll be part of it. How about that? All right, if you subscribe to my OnlyFans, one of the tiers will be Meet Sam Hyde. How about that? I don't do much breakfast food. I love breakfast food. We need to we need to do breakfast soon, baby. All right, cool. She didn't hear me.
What did you say?
We need to do breakfast soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we do. Oh yeah, that's a straight up boil now. Let's go ahead and not quite. Just about. They're getting there. They're pretty damn close, but I'm going to let them go for a little bit longer. Meet Sam Hyde. MEAT Sam Hyde. Hey, Scott, can you introduce me to Christ? Yeah, dude, I'll get him on the phone right away. Breakfast food is the best, dude. Like the chick offering to make you dinner. Yep. Anyway. Yeah, being 30 sucks. Dude, I'm going to be 30 in less than a year. And, I mean, I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm also, like, it's just, like, whatever, What's the difference between 29 and 30? Nothing. It's just one number. If you pay Scott $200 a month he will drop you off in front of Sam's house. That is true. That is 100% true. Dude, I still can't believe the first time I met Sam. I go to his place, I hop out, I'm just waiting, and he walks out, and somebody tells me he has a package, and it's just a shoebox that looks like a horrible, like, there was nothing but, like, bad stuff in there. And it was just crazy. He threw the thing away right away. He was like, did you leave this here? And I was like, well, what? No, that was not me. And he's like, oh, and then he walks over to his dumpster and he just tosses it right in. And it's like, I don't even blame him. Like, what, like, you're gonna send him something that looks like a package Ted K might have sent? Ted K on his worst day would have sent a package like that, and he's supposed to open it? Yeah, right. Fucking toss that shit. Toss that shit in a dumpster 2 miles away from your house, if anything. Find a dumpster behind, like, a 7-Eleven and toss that shit in. Don't even put it in the dumpster outside of your house. Someone sent Sam a shoebox full of shit. That's probably what it was. It only matters when you haven't accomplished your goals. What are you talking about, What are you talking about? The son of reviews, like what are you saying that in terms of? Scott's OnlyFans will just be various single leg takedown tutorials. I mean, that's basically what my Patreon is. Nah, that's not true. Actually, I don't have that much martial arts stuff on my Patreon because that's where I put all my stories. If you guys want to hear like the really crazy stories, the ones that I won't tell on here because there's people who are under 18 from my gym that watch my fucking channel. If you guys are watching this right now, what the hell are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. What are you doing here? What was I gonna say? Like, I don't want them knowing every little thing, but like, there's a couple of stories up there. One of them's about an ex-girlfriend who was absolutely insane. Another one was about a certain party that I went to. A certain party, Anyway, what else? There was, oh yeah, I have another video that's probably going to be out next month where I talk about a time where somebody pulled a gun on a friend of mine and I. I'm trying to remember what else I have up there. I have 2 griefing videos, right? I have tons of stuff on my Patreon, but in addition to that, I'm also doing like not vlog style content because vlog doesn't mean, nowadays what it used to mean. A vlog was basically just like, hey, I'm here and I'm talking about my day or I'm talking about this or that. Now it's like live streaming but edited, right? There's tons of stuff on there, right? If you want to check out my Patreon, it's patreon.com/Scott Sullivan. It's $5 a month for a bunch of exclusive content, okay? And it's content that I think is pretty good. That's where all my interviews go. I interview a bunch of different kinds of people, multiple different kinds of Satanists. I have a couple of interviews with skinheads that I'm going to be doing. One of them is already up with a dude named Derek Diablo. He was a skinhead from Florida. And then there's also another video that I'm doing with a guy who used to run with the Hammer Skins. So there's that. Ignore Jordan. He's a paid bully. Can you imagine? What are you guys talking about? Am I missing something here? Is there like The butt asked if I was at the Nazi party. Oh man, holy shit. No sir, not that kind of party. I'm trying to catch up on these. I had more Irish stuff to talk about, but it just kind of fell apart, I feel like. Overall, like, again, the reason I do this is because I want to promote people getting into their culture, and it doesn't even have to just be Irish culture. It can be whatever culture you happen to be. Like, one thing, I actually talked about this last year. One thing that I found to be interesting and actually very tragic is the descendants of slaves. A lot of them don't actually know where they came from because they didn't exactly keep track of that, both in Africa as well as America, right? So they don't exactly know what they are. They just know they're black. and their ancestors came over from Africa. So there is no like Zulu pride or anything like that, and that's why Afrocentrism and the Pan Africa movement is the Pan Africa movement. Is because it's like, how is one person gonna be like, yeah, I'm from Nigeria? It's like, how do you know? You don't know. You don't actually know that, right? If that was the case, I'd get a DNA test and it would tell me where I'm from, and I'd start trying to study up on that, you know? But I do think it's extremely important that people understand where they come from, because the people who don't know shit about their heritage are the people who believe weird things, like that Christopher Columbus single-handedly murdered all the natives, you know, and you know, like other just weird and wacky shit like that. Excuse me. And that's what they want, right? That's what the powers that be want, is for you to not know anything about your heritage, not know anything about your history or anything like that. And because of that, since you don't have anything, since you don't have a legitimate claim to being the descendant of anyone good or hardworking or anything like that, they just will sit there and they'll be like, oh, well, that means you suck, and that, you know, we should be able to take the land from you anyway, you know? It's ridiculous. Thomas Sowell has some thoughts on that. I'm not a big fan, like, I don't know that much about Thomas Sowell, you know, but if there's one thing I'm not a big fan about Thomas Sowell for, is his race relations ideals, because he is the typical blame it on whitey type of guy. Is Thomas Sowell. He's the typical I'm a black conservative, but I also hate white people too kind of guy, right? He blames modern day black culture on white people. He says that it's white. It was the white redneck culture, and black people took it on, and then eventually the white rednecks stopped acting that way specifically. So now it was just the black people who were acting that way, and it's like, what the hell are you talking about, dude? Shut the fuck up. That's not how it works, first off. Second off, just take responsibility for the culture being so fucked up. Just be like, hey, shit's fucked. It's our fault. Yeah, sure, okay, CIA, crack epidemic, okay, fine, whatever, but we didn't have to take the crack. We didn't have to sell it to people, right? Like, just take responsibility, and then you can build from there. But he can't even do that. It's got to be Whitey's fault every time, you know? It's just crazy. There's a lot of lies. There's a lot of, like, dumb stuff, you know? All right. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking those are good now. One moment, please. All right. Okay. Here we are. I'm fishing these out with a fork. This is like such a bad idea. I should have just went through with the, I should have just got the strainer. I really should have just got the strainer. Actually, you know what, baby? Could you get me the strainer, please?
The strainer?
Yeah. Don't worry, we're waiting. We're waiting. You know the thing with the holes that you... Yeah, they call it a sieve as well in certain ridiculous parts of the world. Son of Reviews, you misunderstood him. He's very conservative. Yeah, maybe fiscally conservative. Maybe, right? And look, like, I'm, you know, obviously, it's not like I'm just drink the water out. Yeah, I'll get a straw. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm open to being wrong, right? I don't know that much about Thomas Sowell. I know that he's fiscally conservative, right? He's, you know, he like. Thank you. I'm open to being wrong. I'm not the most well-read when it comes to Sowell and his ideas. It's just that at a glance, I know what bullshit looks like. I know what blame Whitey looks like. You know? And Thomas Sowell looks like a blame Whitey kind of guy. Not obviously, not literally he looks like him, but when I hear certain words, it's like dog whistles. You know, the left gets upset about dog whistles and things like that. And it seems like a dog whistle on his end, where it's like, you know, it's actually white people's fault. But anyway, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do my thing with this. All right. I'll be right back. Don't you worry. I'm never far away. I'm never too far away. I just burned the shit out of myself. Ow.
Really?
Yeah, for real. Damn, bro.
You okay?
No, I'm good. I'm good. It fucking hurt for like 2 seconds, and then I was like, ow. Luckily, I didn't spill the shits, though. My fingers are about to turn mad red. Alright. Alright, we're good now. Just be careful, there's water on the bathroom floor.
Mm-hmm.
Try not to fuck yourself up. Try not to fuck yourself up challenge. Impossible. Oh, man. Scott, any interesting things happen in life? How you been? Nah, there ain't shit interesting about my life. I'll be honest with you. That's part of the reason why I'm trying to make changes is because, and look, like, you know, your life being boring is not the worst problem you could ever have, but like, also, there's no zest in my life. This is the funnest thing I get to do all week, if I'm being honest with you, is burn the shit out of myself on boiling water. Now my feet and my left hand are like, you know, they're hurt. they are hurting right now. They're like, you know, they're burnt. Bottom line, you know, it is what it is though. All right, so now I got butter and I got milk. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna mash these potatoes up. I don't care about politics anymore. It's all a lost cause anyway. Yeah, politics is there's no point in it. You know, there's no point in getting into politics because you know, you personally can't really affect anything on a severe level. Not a severe level, but like a real level with politics. At the end of the day, there's people in power that they have entrenched themselves, and any attempt to wrestle power from them is not going to be met with fairness or even mercy, right? They will mercilessly go after you for just not even trying to wrestle power away from them, but just trying to get them to be a little bit more fair to you. So there's no point in trying to be into politics and trying to fight a political battle, because that's what they would love for you to do. They would love for you to be sitting here talking oh fuck, dude, that really hurts. This finger specifically, right? That really fucking hurts. Ow. But they would love for you to be sitting here just talking endlessly about like some stupid shit. And like this is the problem that I have with some of the people on my Twitter, right? There was a video that I shared where it was like some black people were like beating up on a white person, and I specifically stated, like, look, this is not supposed to be some political thing. I don't care about the races involved. I'm just telling you guys about this kind of attack. You got to be careful of this type of stuff. And some dude with a Jimmy profile pic was like, oh, well, if you're not gonna say what the problem is, talking about like some racist shit, right? If you're not gonna be racist, then that makes you a cuck. He literally said, that makes you a cuck. And then he like called me a bitch or something like that. And it's like, yeah, that's how I need to spend my time and my energy, is hanging out online with a Jimmy profile photo, talking endlessly about shit that is just gonna get me in trouble. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Fucking, I'm sure they would love for me to be one of those guys, just sitting here all day long, just did you know Israel? Did you know this about Israel? Did you know this? Did you know that, dude? Dude, did you know that, dude? Dude, that's fucked up, man. I'm sure they'd love that. For me to be impotently saying things that are just going to get me into deep shit. I'm sure they would be big fans of that, you know? But I ain't got no time for that shit. Fucking, it's not going to help me. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help fix the problem. In fact, it's going to make the problem worse because they're going to be able to point to me and be like, that guy's a Nazi. So why would I do it? Whether I believe it or not. Which, I have a hard line rule where I don't do anything overtly political. Whether it's confirming, denying, whether it's advocating for or against, whether it's condoning or disavowing or anything like that. I just don't do it. I don't do it. Bottom line. All right. Baby, I'm sorry. I just realized I need salt, if that's okay.
Sure.
All right.
I'm just chilling.
Yeah, I mean, I saw you just laid down in the bed. So now I gotta mash the fucking potatoes. But politics is pointless, and that's also part of the reason I got into my heritage as well, is because I used to be big into politics. I used to argue with people and all this other shit, you know? I used to be like all about like, oh dude, did you know that did you know that this and that and this and that? And what did it get me? Nothing. It got me nothing. It got me nowhere. You know? Oh man. This right here specifically is like, that's got to be a 2nd degree burn probably, because I can feel it under the skin. I can feel it under the skin. The skin itself, like, it's red, but it's not like peeled or anything. But I can feel it under the skin. It hurts to move. That is, jeez. Thank you, baby. But yeah, if it gets you nothing, if it doesn't improve your life, there's no reason for it. And again, they want you to be a freak. Excuse me. The people who are in power, whoever they are, whether it's straight white men, whether it's other ethnic groups, whether it's an amalgamation of different ethnic groups, whoever it happens to be, I don't know. I don't even care, dude. But like, whoever it is, they would love for you to be an impotent rambler. Somebody who sits there and talks all about, oh, dude, but these people are doing this, and those people are doing that, and the other people are doing the other thing. They would love for you to be that way. It would be fantastic for them, because nobody wants to listen to somebody like that. Nobody wants to listen to an impotent rambler who has nothing to offer other than, oh, but that guy's that guy controls this and that guy's doing that. You know, they want you to be an insane, inane freak is what they want out of you. I'd say these are just about good. Oh, yeah. Look at those. Look at those. Beautiful. That's a beautiful thing right there. And the second you sit there and you decide you're going to join the culture war and you're going to start ranting to your friends and family on Facebook so that they don't want to deal with you anymore, so that they don't want to be around your dumb ass anymore, the second that happens... What's up?
I'm going to be there. If you need to text me.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, baby. The second you turn into that kind of person, they're going to be less likely to want to hang out with you. They're going to be less likely to want to be around you and stuff like that. They're not going to want to be like... You're going to become an island, and you don't want to become an island. You don't want to be a one-man army, a lone wolf. Lone wolves don't do anything good, you know? Mongolians control the mail service. There, I said it. Ooh, Thomas, you better be careful, dude. You better be careful. You might lose your job over that, man. Unproductive. Yes, exactly. The son of reviews. They want you to be unproductive is the best way to put it. You know, and not only do they want you to be unproductive, but they want to make you look like a freak. Because then nobody will want to listen to you, and you'll slowly but surely go insane, and you'll start doing fucked up things. You know, that's how they get you. That's how they get those people who they jump into a chat room on some dumbass like Telegram or whatever, right? And you know, you got Bug Boy 1488 coming out the cut to be like, hey man, haha, you know what's fun? Committing crime. Haha, you know, like that's how they get you, is like you're like a weird kid who can't stop talking about how you think it's like the Peruvians that control the world, and because of that, like, you have no friends, so you go to a telegram room, and that's the only place you can have friends who also don't want to stop talking about how it's totally the Peruvians, bro, and that's where you get those weird situations where, you know, all of a sudden there's a sting operation and stuff like that. Oh man, I thought you were a lone wolf Sigma, Scott. Yes, sir. Oh man, you see how I have to hold this thing because fucking it feels cool against the burn. All right, so I'm trying to think about how I'm gonna do this. Oh, I know how I'm gonna do this. I know how it's gonna go. I don't have a good place to put this. Is the issue. So you know what I will do? I will. First off, yeah, I think that's good. I think it's good enough. It's either good enough or it's gonna melt the plastic wrap that I put over this thing. I don't know which. We're about to find out though. Let's go here. Go here. Floda, you picked an... Huh? My brother's dating a Peruvian chick. Oh, that's good. He can get guinea pigs. She can cook him some guinea pig. A lot of people point to the Peruvians to cover up the Mongolian conspiracy. That is true. That is true. All right. So, we're moving on to phase 2. All right. Phase 2 of this little this little thing of ours. This thing of ours. I have to start this up. Oh yeah, I have cheese as well. I'm gonna be adding cheddar cheese to these bad Larrys. I think I'd have an easy time accepting that heritage. What, Peruvians? All right. TFW, that weirdo Scott warned us about, huh? What? Why do I feel like I don't even know what's going on in my own chat right now? I'm lost. I have no idea what you guys are up to, what you guys are doing. I done goofed on something. Alright, so we will cut a little bit of butter, let that melt. Put the butter right there. Nobody tell Scott who Floda's relative is. Who's Floda's relative? Scott, how's the Guinness? It's not bad. It's not bad. Oh. Alright, it's starting to melt. So what I have to do is I have to take these, put them in there, and mix them around. You know what? I think I will do the other one as well. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do this one real quick. Uh-oh. Nah, you know what? I'll hit it this way. I'm shaking this whole thing. All right, there we go. We got at least a little bit more that we're gonna throw in there because I don't want to just fry straight up mashed potatoes. That's part of the reason why you have to scrape those things is because it's gonna provide a little bit more substance. It's gonna be kind of like a clotting agent. All right. Hold on. All right. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna throw this on the griddle now. I'm gonna make one without cheese first. If someone screenshots this, they would have a picture that embodies every Irish stereotype. I'd need to be holding the Guinness too. I did that once, made some tips, but I worked in an amusement park. What are you talking about? I'm good at distracting a crowd. Maybe there's work there. Can you guys hear the sizzle right now? I would assume you could. I'll throw this back in. You never know. Alright. I think that's already ready to go. I think it's still so hot. Oh. Not quite. You see, it's a little bit golden brown, but it's not as golden brown as I need it to be. Oh, it's sliding around the pan. Oh, dude. Oh man, my fucking fingers, dude. You can see like where the burn ends. You know, you can kind of see where the burn ends a little bit. That's not good, man. I gotta throw that in some ice water or something like that. What you gonna do though? Sizzle ASMR. Yes, sir. You know what I'll do? I'm going to add more of that potato in there simply because I think it might not be a bad idea. Oh, hold up. There we go. All right. We're getting somewhere. I'm going to have to mix that in now. All right, we'll flip this up. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm fucking this one up. I think I didn't put in enough potato. I didn't put enough potato. There's only potato in this thing. No, I think I did two things. One, I flipped it a little bit too early. And two, I didn't put enough of the potato in there. I didn't realize how much mashed potato this would make. But looking at it now, I think it's good. I think it's going to be all right, you know? I think it should be all right. It's just like regular pancakes. The first one or two that I make are always going to be fucked up, you know? I don't think... Hold on. It's not just potato, right? Because then it's just hash browns, isn't it? No, it's just potato. But it's potato made in a certain way. The Jack 'em Up Kid. Thank you very much for the $5, man. Thank you so much, dude. That's like 6 months worth of food. I'm a growing boy, man. I'm a growing boy. Yeah, this one was, you know, I fucked this one up. That's all right, though. It's still going to taste mad good. It's just fried potato, you know. Still, though. I'll give it another second or two before I take it off and show you guys, and then take a bite or two. What's Cedar Point? Cedar Point. Why does that sound familiar? Oh, I worked at Cedar Point. The management was annoying though. Ugh. Excuse me. Cedar Point. I'm sure I've heard of that. You see, in my area, we have Water Country. We have a Six Flags. We have Canopy Lake Park. New Hampshire is kind of the place where everything is. There's also a place called Storyland. That's where you take little kids. I used to love Storyland when I was a kid. Yeah, I mean they're all like trash. Like all the parks are trash. They're basically like glorified carnivals that don't travel. I almost drowned at Water Country, and the lifeguards never help you out. There's a wave pool that goes up to like 15, 20 feet deep. And I was in like the 8-foot section, and I got a Charlie horse, so I couldn't tread water the right way. So I swim over as best I can to the side, and I grab the side. There are these bars on the side, and I guess you're not supposed to grab the bars. I don't know what they're there for, but you're not supposed to grab them. And the lifeguards yell at you to like not grab the bars, and I'm like, I can't swim right now, and they're just like, don't grab the bars. I was just like, you fucking dickheads. Fuck you guys, Yeah. Nah, I think this one's probably a little bit too fucked. You know what I'll do also? I'll increase that. So, I'm going to take this one off. It's a little bit fucked, but the next ones are going to be okay. They're going to be okay. I know they're going to be okay. This is what was supposed to be boxy, but I fucked it up. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to mow down on that because I'm actually starting to feel that Guinness, and I'm kind of hungry. Well, nah, actually, I'll let that cool for a second. I don't need to burn my tongue, too. That would be fucked up. I would add the potato starch like I suggested. Maybe the black pepper. The salt comes before to leach out water from shredded potato. He used the microphone way too small. What about the microphone? No, I don't think I have cornstarch around is the issue. I do have salt though, and I meant to actually add more of that as I put it on. I'll just go ahead and I'll add some now to the batter. And then all right. I'll add a little bit more. There we go. Scott, I haven't drank in years, but you're making me want a cold one. You probably shouldn't drink. I feel like having fun is wrong because I should be sad and depressed from my life. There's always time to have a little bit of fun, dude. Just because you haven't earned it doesn't mean that you shouldn't. Like, what you shouldn't do is you shouldn't get so fucked up on having fun that it makes it impossible for you to start taking life serious again. That's the thing you got to look out for. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try it now. It's actually not that bad. I fucked it up, but it it tastes like fried mashed potatoes, at the end of the day. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I'm throwing the cheese on now. What's going on, Greg? How you doing, man? Thanks for popping in, dude. We're just having a chill time right now. I'm trying to follow him to the best of my ability, man. It's tough. It's tough. You get a couple of Guinnesses in you, you start craving some potatoes. It's the Irish way, man. It's the Irish way. But says, if you feel like you shouldn't have fun, you should have a really stressful job. So when you want to have fun, you feel like you can treat yourself. Worked for me. Yeah, I can see that too, and that's kind of how I am. Like, you know, I'm realizing that life doesn't have to be a slog every day of the week, and if it is tough, it should be for a good reason. You know, I'm realizing that like there's certain things that I shouldn't even bother with. I shouldn't be worried about them. Because it's not going to make a difference. Like dieting. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not eating like a motherfucker, but I am having a soda during the week. My rule when I'm trying to diet is like I have a soda, Friday, Saturday. I have soda Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I avoid it Monday through Thursday. I don't have it at all Monday through Thursday, right? I'm having soda during the week now because I'm realizing, like, wait a second. Even if I do lose all the weight, I can't train for a fight right now. I'm too busy training everybody else around me currently. So it's like, what's even the point? Who cares? You know, why bother? When I get to a point where I know I can take another fight, then I'll be like, all right, time to diet, time to get fucking serious, time to get real serious. But there's no point in making myself suffer just for the sake of it, you know? And if it comes down to it, honestly, like, I could just take a fight at a heavier weight than I want to. It's just I'll be very selective about who I end up fighting, you know? I'd still be open to misfits if it came down to it. You know, I feel like at this point, the whole YouTube boxing thing is kind of on its way out. Or maybe not on its way out, but it's kind of become... it became oversaturated last year and the year before. And then on top of that, you're also sitting there... I feel like it's not the move to make, is what I'm saying. But like, I'd still do it if it came down to it. If they gave me somebody that was worth it to fight, you know, I don't want to fight some like dumbass YouTuber for $5,000. You know, that'd be crazy. No thanks. Then again, $5,000 would be a lot more than I would make for a debut as a pro. So it's like, well, money wise, I guess I might as well. But it is what it is. I'm mainly a tea and juice drinker right now. For real, you live your life. Yeah, I love soda so much. Like, soda is the hardest thing for me to give up. Contrary to what I'm showing you right now, I'm not really a drinker when it comes to that. I'm just not I just don't drink like that. It's not what I do. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but soda is the stuff that's really hard for me to give up. Wendy's has the $2 burgers right now. It's wild. Dude, I love Wendy's. I can't eat fast food, though. That is one thing I'm pretty good with, and it's not eating fast food, you know? Although I wouldn't mind some fast food right now. I wonder. The Jack 'em Up Kid for $10. Thank you very much, man. Hold on one sec. Are you a Jared Taylor fan? I know who Jared Taylor is. I don't really watch him. You know, I don't really. It's not really. I don't know. You know, it's like I said. I'm not really into politics anymore. The most recent political content that I watched was like 3 or 4 years ago. I used to listen to Styx Hexenhammer, and it's not that I was like his biggest fan or anything like that. It's just that he was a good dude to listen to if you wanted to know about certain things that were going on, you know? He would give his opinion, obviously, but he would also talk about a bunch of different stuff. Soda yummy, no judgment, just don't overdo it since one soda is practically a meal in calories. Yeah. I'm wondering how much... Yeah, that's 140 calories per can, which, like, considering that you're drinking that is like, you know? I don't like Wendy's much. What kind of fast food do you like, Greg? You a McDonald's man? You a Jack in the Box fan or something like that? All right, so this one's got cheese on it. The cheese makes it a lot better. You get some cheddar cheese, some mild cheddar cheese, and that shit's pretty damn good, I have to say. Sorry. Anyway, I'm a big Taco Bell and Popeyes dude. Dude, Taco Bell is mad good. I think it's a number 6. I forget exactly what it was, but they used to have this taco that was like it was more like a doner sandwich, like a gyro, than it was a taco. You know, they had like the naan type bread or whatever it was. It was so good. I don't eat Taco Bell anymore, but if I did, like, I'd get that, you know? I actually don't think Taco Bell is that bad for you when it comes down to it. I mean, I'm not saying it's good for you, but, like, compared to, like, McDonald's, Burger King, you know, Wendy's, shit like that, I think it's probably the better of, like, all of them, you know? Easy, cheesy, baked potatoes, basically. So, yeah, I still kind of fucked it up, but it still came out really good. It is even better when you're drinking, too. I will say that much. I like the grilled cheese steak burrito. I've never had that. Sounds good as shit, though. The thing is, I don't like American cheese. Like, I don't know if Taco Bell uses American cheese like that. I'm going to shut this off just for a second. I don't know if Taco Bell uses American cheese like that. But, like, I hate it when I get a, what do I hate it when I get? I hate it when I get a calzone or, like, a quesadilla or something like that, and it clearly has American cheese. It clearly has American cheese on it. Like, you can taste it. American cheese is not cheese. I don't believe in that shit. That Kraft Singles shit. Actually, Kraft Singles I don't absolutely positively hate. But American cheese in general, I'm like, nah, I'm just not a big fan of it. You know, I wouldn't like mozzarella cheese is so good. Provolone cheese is so good. And then you have literal, like, fake cheese. American cheese is ass, but I grew up poor. Exactly. Like, that's what American cheese is for. It's for us poors. It's for us poor kids, is what it is. Gross American cheese in a calzone is mental. It is. It really is. American cheese is just citrus with cheese. That's all. Oranges with cheese. That'd be insane. Sorry, I'm texting my wife. Anyway, all cheese melts fine except lactose free. Well, I mean, some cheese, like, you couldn't put Gouda or Munster in a calzone. It just wouldn't work. You know, Munster cheese in a calzone would be terrible. You know. All right, we'll go ahead. I'm gonna make another one of these. American cheese on a burger. Oh, you good? You good? What happened?
I just stepped.
Oh. I saw my wife almost fall over, and I'm like, oh, holy shit. American cheese on a burger is the only exception, but still not as good as any other cheese on a burger. Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. You know, it goes good on a burger. I don't like it on homemade burgers, though. I don't like I don't mind American cheese on a burger that's in, like, a cafeteria or a fast food place or even a restaurant, right? Like a restaurant burger. But when somebody puts American cheese on a burger on a grill, the way it melts and stuff like that, I'm just like, it doesn't look that good. It's not that good to me. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I need to add more cheese here. All right. Uh-oh. All right, we're good. I'm going to make one more of these, and we'll probably call it a night. I don't think it was a bad St. Patrick's Day stream by any means. Actually, you know what I'll do? I got to add the cheese to the batter is what I got to do. Silly me. this wasn't a bad St. Patrick's Day stream. I think it was all right. You know, I had a good time. I hope you guys did too. Fucking, I had it kind of became formless after a minute though. It kind of became formless, and I started talking about some other stuff, and we just didn't stop. But I mean, that's fine. You know, I'd rather talk about the stuff we want to talk about than be like, hey guys, it's supposed to be this stream today. You know. Best cheese for a burger? Ooh, that's a good one. I'd say either mozzarella or provolone. No, wait, Swiss. Swiss is very good. There's a place, I used to train with the guy who owned it. He used to make like a French burger. It had sauteed onions, mushrooms, Swiss, and like not onion rings, but like potato straw type deals, like you know those like fried potato straws, right? Those were like really good, and it was on like I don't think it was like a brioche bun, but it was a special bun. It was so good, and when they closed that place down during COVID, I tried to convince the guy to keep it open. I was like, yeah, but I mean, you know, I'm sure people will be coming back out after COVID and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, but we just lost too much money. We got to get out of here. Man, I don't even remember the name of the place. I know it now. I remember now. But I'm not going to tell you guys. I'm not going to tell you. It's my secret. It was such a good fucking burger. It was like, damn. Like, yes. Like, I wish I had one of those right now. I gotta hit that dude up and be like, yo, like, could you send me the recipe for that? Oh man. One moment, please. I just gotta mix the batter with the cheese in it. I'm just realizing, silly me. But thank you for the $10, man. Thank you so much for the $10. First round tomorrow on me. Thank you, but speaking of which, tomorrow we are going to have Fallout New Vegas at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to tune in then, you know, excuse me. You want to tune in then, check it out. All right, that's when we're going to be back. And Greg, yeah, dude, I'm definitely down to be on a stream, you know. What was I going to say? Just hit me up. You know, I mean, we're already talking. I've been really busy, and I got mad people that I'm talking to in my Twitter DM, so I haven't been able to get back to you. But I mean, I'll get back to you ASAP, and then you know, you also like whenever you want me on a stream, let me know. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays are usually the days that work well for me, though. I will say Monday through Thursday is kind of like it's a little bit weird for me. I got way too much going on those days, but I mean, we'll make it. We can make it work. I'm definitely down to make it work. St. Patrick's Day Fallout New Vegas stream. Dude, I saved the rest of the Guinnesses for tomorrow. I just get mad hammered on a Sunday at 5 p.m. I got work the next day. That'd be fucking insane. Alright, let's see if I can flip this. Uh-oh. Alright, there we go. That one did not cook very well on that side, but that's okay. It's like I said, it's just mashed potato anyway, you know? Hey, I'll plan something for you. Hell yeah, dude. Just let me know. I'm 100% down. I gotta work on Monday as well, but fuck it. Yeah, I'm realizing that like having work on Monday shouldn't always mean that like you can't do something, you know? Because I spent years. It's like I said, I spent years making a lot of progress in my life, doing good things, moving towards something that was beneficial to me. And, you know, don't get me wrong. It's not like there's nothing in my life that is that way. But I'm noticing that lately I've been spinning my wheels in a bunch of different ventures. You know, YouTube I've actually improved. But even then I've still kind of plateaued, right? I've kind of plateaued. So like this work ethic that I have, where it's like, oh dude, I can't do anything. I got work on Monday. Oh dude, I can't do anything. I got the gym Monday night. Oh dude, I got to be at the gym on Monday night. It's like, yeah, but what is that doing for me? What is that doing to make me do that right now? Obviously, I'm not saying that I've given up on it and I'm just gonna start shirking it and stuff like that. But I'm also realizing that like it's not a bad thing to be like, I think Thursday is a good day to call out from work. You know, maybe I'll hit up my coach and be like, hey, coach, I'm not gonna make it this Thursday. Maybe Thursday is just gonna be my day. Maybe I'm just gonna take a day on Thursday, There's generative work that will like propel you forward, and then there's work that is gonna propel somebody else forward. And I'm doing a lot of work for other people that's gonna propel them forward, but I'm staying in the same spot. And I'm realizing that like that work ethic that I partially learned from listening to Sam Hyde's shit. It's not in this case. It's not exactly what you would call the way to go, right? Because it's not like, again, it's not like it's stuff that is like generative for me in the moment, Oh, somebody hit me up. I would assume about that thing. Oh man, I'll have to do something outside. Been a fat piece of shit the last couple of weeks. Something unrelated to St. Patty's Day. Saint Scott is at St. Scotty's Day. 710s WTGF. Starting 710s on Monday. Gonna chill. What is a 710, Thomas? I'm confused as to what a 710 is. How do I acquire this work ethic? You just fucking do it. That's really that's easy. However you feel, just say fuck it and do it. I don't want to go to the gym every day, especially when I'm not the one working out. I'm just going and I'm seeing other people get to live the dream that I once had. I don't want to do that every day, but I do it. Fucking same thing with work, You just, at the end of the day, it's just, I need to do this, so I do it. That's it. 10-hour shifts, 7 days a week. How? Why and how? What do you do for... Are you comfortable with telling me what you do for work, Thomas? That is insane. Fuck that stupid shit. Fuck that. Anyway, let's go ahead and flip this bad Larry back over. Oh, geez. Here's you can see the cheese that melted. We'll give it another minute or two on that side. Hopefully just for a few months. Gonna stay busy for a minute. Just for a few months? Hell no. That should be like... That shouldn't happen. You shouldn't have to do that, Like, I know you're doing it and that just is what it is, but like... I don't know what you do. I don't want to tell you that I think you should like find a new job or anything like that. I'm just saying that if my job was like, we need you 10 days, 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, I'd be like, what the fuck? No. I'll see you guys never. Oh, yeah. I'll see you on Monday. I'll see you on Monday, bro. Yeah. Monday comes, I'm fucking looking for another job. I'm a journeyman electrician. Yeah, so it's like, what the fuck? My brother's a master electrician. He works 8-hour days, and he's only ever worked 8-hour days. He worked night shifts, right? He did work night shifts. He used to get home at like 1 a.m. I remember that, but he never worked more than 8 hours a shift, and he always had 2 days off. So it's like, I don't know what the hell's going on, fucking, I hope they're not grinding you into that. I hope they're not like, we need you, dude. Because that's how everybody's full of shit to some degree, and even tradesmen, especially tradesmen, are full of shit, They're the types that, like, they think because they're tradesmen that, like, everybody else is an idiot, It's just a weird thing that I've noticed from tradesmen. Like tradesmen are the types of dudes to cut you off in their work van and then act like you're the asshole. And it's because like they're upset that they have to like do plumbing shit. You know, it's just something I've noticed from tradesmen, being around them and also seeing the way that they are. You know, they're very contentious people for little to no reason. They have very little patience to them, from what I've noticed. And obviously, that's not across the board, right? But like, you'll have like dickhead foremen. Like, my brother worked for a company that was clearly going downhill, and he wanted to get out of the sinking ship. And he tells his boss he found a new job, and his boss is like, "What? What do you mean? What do you mean?" And my brother's like, "Oh, well, I haven't gotten a raise for this long, and then there's also this and that and this and that." And the dude starts trying to fucking like do some used car salesman shit, you know? He's like, "What do you mean? I've been paying you. I don't know. This is definitely not what my brother was getting paid. Like, what do you mean? I've been paying you like $12.50 an hour. Let's do the math here. $12.50 an hour. We'll round up for easy math to 15." Like, he was pulling that weird Hollywood accounting shit, you know? And it's like, that's the type of shit you get in the trades. And it's like, I hope you're all right, dude. I hope you're gonna be all right, man. You know? It's about stacking money for a little while. Well, in that case, dude, you're gonna be making a ton of it. Good for you, you know? Good for you, man. Just don't lose yourself in the process. That's all I'm saying. I'm sure, you know, you're a big boy. I'm sure you're all right. You know, you can handle yourself. But, you know, we're worried about you. We're worried about you, man. The Son of Reviews says at least he doesn't work 8 days a week. That is true. It could be worse. Could always be worse. Why are tradesmen such dickweeds like that? I mean, here's the thing about tradesmen. Tradesmen are the guys who, like a lot of them. I'm not saying all of them, right? Obviously, but a lot of tradesmen are just the guys who, like, they didn't have much else to do, but they also weren't stupid, right? And what I mean by this, I forget who it was, but I spoke to a guy a while ago who, he is an electrician out in Western Mass. I spoke to him on a call-in stream, right? He wanted to move, and he was having all these issues and stuff like that. And he was also talking about his friend group. His friends were a bunch of losers, and I think I ended up explaining to him that, like, being an electrician who still lives in your hometown, it's almost like being the top weirdo, the top towny weirdo. And I don't say that to try and disparage anyone or anything like that. It's just the truth. Well, I guess I'm disparaging towny weirdos, but you were someone who, you didn't run off on some great adventure. You didn't, like, move cross country or anything like that. You didn't go to college. There was none of that. You stayed in your hometown, but it's not like you were working at the coffee shop. It's not like you're the cashier at the 7-Eleven or anything like that. You got real good shit going on. There's good shit that you're doing with your life. But you still are, for all intents and purposes, kind of also a towny weirdo. You're just kind of a cut above, you know? It's like being 6 feet, right? You're a man among manlets, essentially, right? Fucking, because 6 feet is tall. A lot of women, that's kind of the cutoff. But also, like, I see someone Sam or Harley's size, and I'm like, damn, that's a big fucking guy, right? I'm big, but I'm not, like, big. I'm just big, right? What was I gonna say? That's kind of what you are as, like, an electrician or something like that. And there's a lot of people who, like, they get into those trades, and like I said, they are that way, and they carry that sort of attitude around with them, right? That's a very towny, weirdo, like, this is my domain, and I know everything, and I'm the coolest, like, kind of attitude, you know? Is like, I'm gonna cut you off in my work van, and then, like, act like you're the asshole because I'm driving like a dickhead, you know? I want to get home and drink beers and watch the game, and you're keeping me from doing that, so I'm gonna perform a fucking pit maneuver on your car in my work van, you know? Big fish in small water types. Yeah, that's a good way to explain it. They're big fish in small ponds, you know? The only tradesman I know is a plumber who got handed his business to him by his father, smokes a bunch of weed, and is angry at everything. Exactly, that's the type of shit that I'm talking about, you know? I got good grades, but couldn't get along with people anywhere else other than a construction site. LOL, definitely a type. Oh, yeah, it takes a certain kind of guy to get into the trades. Me, I'm kind of half and half. Like, I could probably get into certain trades, but there's also other ones that, like, I don't think I could deal with it. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I could have become an electrician or a plumber or anything like that. There's certain things that I feel like I could probably do, though. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking that one's done. All right. Let's give it a shot here. Yeah, like I said, I kind of fucked it up, but I mean, it still kind of worked out. I needed to add more of the potatoes that I hit with this thing, but it is what it is. It wasn't bad. Oh, you're just talking about ego psychos. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. That's a good way to describe them. I burned the inside of my mouth. Fuck. I burned everything today. I burned my fingers, my foot. I burned my tongue. I'm fucked up, dude. You could be the new big god. Chris don't want that name. I don't know if I want that name either. I think my name's fine enough. Scott, what trade would you do if you had to do one? Probably something carpentry based. Like there's a place, like I drive by it every now and again, and I kind of keep it in my back pocket, right? I kind of keep it in my back pocket where I'm like, okay, if everything really went to shit and I needed something to do that I could do for like years and years, I might just take a stop in at this place. Fencing, putting fences in, right? I could do that. Anything that has to do with being up high, I definitely could not do. I'm afraid of heights, so that no roofing, no welding, no any construction that's going to require me to be in a cherry picker, like doing anything, right? But I mean, fences, I don't know of any fences that don't go firmly on the ground, right? In addition to that, I'm not saying there isn't any heavy lifting, but I feel like it would be a different kind of lifting for the most part. I wouldn't mind general contracting, though, as well. I wouldn't mind that either. But again, it would become a problem if they were like, all right, fucking, you gotta frame this house. You gotta do this shit up on the roof, Imagination, do you just work as a martial arts instructor? No. And I wish I could just work as a martial arts instructor. That would be fantastic. But no, I do not. I lift boxes, basically. That's the best way I could describe my shit without telling you exactly what I do and where I do it. Scott's trade is specialized robbery. He robs Dunkin' Donuts, exactly. If you want to hit a Dunkin' Donuts, I need at least 30%. Doing cement or HVAC seems pretty alright. Or if you get on to the county and get paid to sit around in a truck, the dudes who sacrifice their bodies like painters or roofers are nuts. Yeah, fuck that. What's it called? Like, I could do cabinets, Like, I don't know if there's cabinet makers in the way that they used to be, but I could do, like, cabinets, for instance, right? Make and paint cabinets, or, like, I don't know if I'd want to do cement, because, to my understanding, cement is, like, terrible. It's, like, awful. It's, like -3-degree winters, 99-degree summers. Like, you're out there no matter what, That's what I've heard. But HVAC, that's something I could probably get into, I could do a cherry picker. Right? But, like, having to be up on a ladder or, like, walking around on a roof with this kind of incline. I was a chimney sweep for, like, 2 to 3 months. I think it might have been, like, 3-4 months, actually. I was a chimney sweep. And that was hell. That was hellish. I could not go up on the roof. It would not work. It would not happen. I just could not do it. In fact, I actually worked for an Irish dude. Yeah, we used to smoke weed on the way to do the shit. Be a barber specializing in fish tank cuts. That's a good idea. Oh, man. To make money in trades, you need to work with a machine. Yeah, maybe I could get certified as a wrecking ball guy. That'd be fun. General labor with tools like shovels, hammers, those don't make any money. There's a lot of boxes to lift and move around in electrical. You just got to connect them with conduit, pull and turn some wire, and that's the trade pretty much. Yeah, I forget exactly what my brother does, but he doesn't do anything too intensive in that way. I don't think not in the way that you're describing. I'm just saying I don't think he does anything too crazy, But that kind of sounds like the shit that I hear my brother talking about. I'm going to get out of here, though, guys. Thank you all very much for coming in. I really appreciate it. Like I said, the St. Patrick's Day stream, I mean, we did some Irish shit, and we talked about some Irish shit, too. But we did kind of move on from that a little bit quicker than I would have liked. It is what it is, It's whatever. Again, I'd rather not force any topic unless it's like a book report kind of topic. We were just having fun making some fucking fried potatoes. Literally fried mashed potatoes is what we did. And then we talked a little bit about heritage and culture and, Irish stuff and specifically Irish stuff in America. So, it is what it is. Tomorrow, Fallout New Vegas, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go ahead and check that out. All right, we're going to be starting on the Lonesome Road DLC. So, there's that. Stay tuned for that. Yeah, so, peace out, guys. Thank you.